told me when I became a crocheter that I would have to start sewing. So let me teach you how to sew your granny squares together so you can create this seamless join. To start, we're going to have our granny squares right side up. Then we are going to flip them on their back side. And then we're going to just smush them together kind of like a sandwich. And now this is when we're going to begin sewing. I'm going to use white yarn today to show y'all how to sew, but usually when I'm sewing, I would use the same color as my granny square, so I would usually use green. Begin by threading your yarn onto your darning needle. I usually use about 6 to 7 inches if I'm trying to sew up 2 squares. Now locate the back loops of your granny squares, which are the loops away from the middle section of our granny squares right now. Insert your darning needle into the back loops of your corner space of your granny square, and the back loops of your corner spaces may be a little bit harder to go through than the rest of the back loops we're going through. But just insert your needle and pull up. Now we're going to go through the opposite side's back loops. So we're going to find one back loop to go through and the second and pull through. We're just going to be doing this zigzag pattern back and forth through the back loops until we reach the ends. I'm going through these back loops, pulling tight, but not too tight because I don't want my granny square to squish up too much. So as you can see, we're just going to go back and forth, all the way down, which is going to create this invisible join. Now once you're at the end, finish up going through the back loops of your next corner space and pull up. And now we're just going to flip our work over, and look, we can see the white is showing, but if we pull our strings, then it tightens our string and our string disappears. And now we've created the invisible join. And if you're using the same color as your project, you won't be able to see the string at all. And the back of your project should look something like this.